Action.
Okay, class. Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad Firdaus bin Muhammad Kamel. My matric number is 23DKM20F1121 from class DKM3B. We from book 5, we presenting about art welding. And this table is named for all my friends in this group. So, firstly, my group will be presenting about safety procedure for art welding. So, number one, never allow any part of the body to become a part of the electrical circuit. Number two, inspect cable connection and the amperage setting before starting the welder. So, number three, do not harm the welding cable, electrical holder, ground clamp, or welding machine in any way. And last, always guard your face and eyes when chipping slack. So next I will give to Farhan to continue more safety procedure for art welding. So go to Farhan.
Okay, thanks, Kyle. My name is Muhammad Farhan bin Muhammad Yunus. My metric number is 23 DKM20F1039. Okay, I will continue. Always make sure the observes are protected from the arc weld in well ventilated areas to avoid toxic fumes. Handle hot metal with pliers and torques. Use both hands to avoid fatigue. Next slide, please. Okay, I will continue the equipment and machine setup. Welding machine. The welding machine used can be AC or DC welding machine. The AC welding machine has a step down transformers to reduce the input voltage of 220 to 440 voltage to 80 to 100 voltage. The DC welding machine consists of an AC motor generator set or a diesel or petrol engine generator set or a transformer receiver welding set. The second one is cable on leads. The function of cables or leads is to carry the current from the machine to the work. These are flexible and made of copper or aluminium. The cable are made of 900 to 2000 very fine wires twisted together so as to provide flexibility and greater strength. The wire are insulated by a rubber covering, a reinforced fiber covering, and further with a heavy rubber coating. The third one, electrode holder. The function of electrode holder is to hold the electrode at desired angle. These are available in different size according to the ampere rating from 50 to 500 amperes. Cable connectors and lugs. The last one. The function of cable connectors are to make a connection between machine switches and welding electrode holder. Mechanical type connector used as they can be assembled and removed very easily. Connectors are designed according to the current capacity of the cable used. Okay, next I will give to Syahmi.
Okay, thank you, Farhan. My name is Syahmi Amirul Arif. My note metric is 23 DKM 20 F1040. Now I will continue the presentation. Okay, the next equipment is a chipping hammer. The function of chipping hammer is to remove the slag after the wheel metal has solidified. It has chisel sharp and is pointed at one end. And the next equipment is wire brush. The function of wire brush is to remove the slag, practically after chipping by chipping hammer. Sometimes it's available to a power wire wheel is used this user in the place manual wire brush. And the second and the next is face shield. The function of screen the face shield is to protect the eyes and face of the welder from the harmful ultraviolet and infrared radiation produced during welding. The shielding may be achieved from head helmet and hand helmet. Next, leather cloths. The function of protective clothes used to protect the hand and cloth of the welder from the heat spark, ultraviolet, and infrared rays. A protective cloth uses a leather apron, cap, leather hand, glove, leather sleeve, and the high ankle leather shoe must be worn by the welder. And the next is electrode. The function of electrode is used conduct current through a workpiece to fuse two pieces together. Depend upon the process. The electrode is either consumable in the case of the gas metal arc welding, or the shielded metal arc welding are not consumable, such as in the gas tungsten arc welding. And the last part is a plier. The function of plier is to lift a workpiece that is in a hot state after welding. Okay, now we will watch a video about our welding.
So read the label on the electrodes to ensure they suit your purpose. An SCA arc welder comes just about ready to go straight out of the box. Just insert the right electrode for the job and you're ready to give it a go. Before switching the power on, clamp the earth lead to a clean, solid area on your workpiece and throw on your safety gear. This should include tough and closed footwear, long trousers, welding gloves, long sleeves, and a welding face mask or helmet. Also, make sure there are no children or animals in the area and that everyone else involved in the job is wearing the same protective gear. On a basic arc welder, there's only one control you need to worry about, and that is current adjustment. Turn the current down to weld thinner metal and crank it up for thicker projects. Of course, deciding the correct power is a matter of trial and error, so be sure to practice on a piece of scrap to perfect the weld before tackling the actual project. Arc welding requires steady control of the hand to maintain the correct gap between the tip of the electrode and your workpiece. With your welding mask on, tap the electrode against the metal to strike the arc and immediately pull it away a little. The same action you would do to strike a matchstick is a good example. Leave the electrode too close and it'll stick. Too far and the arc will cut out. Once you learn to feed the electrode at the right distance, your weld should make a sizzling sound and the gun should travel smoothly without stabbing. Remember to keep your welding within the bounds of the machine's duty cycle. If this is 10%, rest the welder for 9 minutes after one continuous minute of welding. If you're having trouble maintaining the arc, you may need to increase the welding current. On the other hand, if the workpiece is melting away or blowing holes as you go, you may benefit from turning the current down. Make sure you clean off any slag using a chipping hammer and wire brush, then lay some paint over it as soon as possible to prevent corrosion. And finally, remember, practice makes perfect.
So I will continue the next part. The next part is standard operation procedure based on given arc welding lab sheet. Safety gloves must be worn at all times in addition to welding mask. A welding mask with correct grade length for SMAW and GMAW must be worn. Oil-free leather glove and spot must be worn. And the last is ring and jewelry must not be worn. Long and loose hair must be contained. Study footwear with rubber soles must be worn. Respiratory protection device may be required. Close-fitting or protective clothing to cover arm and leg must be worn. So that's all from us. Thank you for watching our video. And Assalamualaikum.